Gemini, in just a few hours, someone is going to tell you something that will completely shift your reality. You won't believe it, but you need to listen carefully because the universe is finally breaking the silence. But here is the twist they aren't expecting. It's not just a simple apology. It's a full, raw confession about what they've been hiding in the shadows while you were stepping into your power. They thought they could keep you on pause, but the energy just flipped. Before we dive into this massive shift, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and make sure you've liked and subscribed to claim this energy. Let's get into it. Gemini, listen to me closely, because Spirit is showing me this massive energetic pivot happening right now, literally as we speak in this September timeframe. For the longest time, you felt like you were carrying the entire weight of this connection on your shoulders. You were the one initiating, the one trying to bridge the gap, the one holding the vision when they couldn't even see it. You were constantly trying to logic your way through their emotional unavailability, using your natural Gemini intellect to figure out what they were feeling. But something shifted recently. You stopped. You pulled your energy back. You didn't do it out of spite or manipulation. You did it out of sheer exhaustion and a deep, intuitive knowing that you deserved better. And honestly, that exact moment you stopped chasing, the entire dynamic flipped. The universe stepped in and said, "Okay, my turn. I need to validate what you've been through, because I know it felt incredibly lonely in that space." You gave them a safe space. You offered them this beautiful, open, communicative energy, and they just fumbled it. They took your patience for granted. They mistook your willingness to understand them for a guarantee that you'd always be there, no matter how poorly they treated you or how emotionally distant they became. It hurts, it really does, when you pour your genuine loyalty into someone and they respond with mixed signals, hot and cold behavior, or just heavy silence. You felt undervalued. You felt like your words were bouncing off a wall. But listen, your love wasn't wasted. It was a mirror. You showed them what real, unconditional support looks like, even if they were too blind in their own ego to appreciate it in the moment. They didn't understand the depth of what they had until the energy changed. And now, that silence you've been giving them, it's deafening to them. Spirit is showing me that your absence has become this loud, echoing mirror in their life. They are suddenly realizing that the space you left behind is not empty, it's heavy. It's filled with all the things they didn't say, all the chances they missed, and all the emotional safety they took for granted. They thought your silence meant you were just giving them space to figure things out, but they're slowly waking up to the terrifying reality that you are actually moving on. You detached. And that detachment? It's driving them absolutely crazy. The ego is crumbling. They are looking around, comparing everyone else to you, and realizing that nobody else makes them feel that grounded, that seen, that understood. The panic is setting in because they realize they mishandled a genuinely good thing. But here is the most beautiful part, Gemini. While they are spiraling in their regret, you are glowing up in ways you can't even fully comprehend yet. Your energy is so magnetic right now. You're more private, more mysterious, deeply grounded. You aren't broadcasting your every move anymore. You've taken that beautiful, restless, mercurial energy and turned it inward, focusing on your own healing, your own peace, your own spiritual elevation. You are living in the energy of the star right now, radiant, hopeful, but completely self-sufficient. People can feel this shift. Even if you're just sitting quietly in your room, your aura is radiating this untouchable, high-vibrational peace. You aren't seeking validation anymore, and that makes you incredibly intoxicating. And your person? They can feel it energetically. It's intimidating them, but it's also deeply fascinating them. They're watching you from afar, checking your energy, feeling this intense, magnetic pull back to you, but they know they can't just waltz back in like nothing happened. The old version of you is gone, and they know the new version of you requires a completely different level of respect. Spirit is literally pulling the cards for this connection right now, and the imagery is so vivid, Gemini. I'm seeing the moon reversed, the hermit, and the page of swords. Let's break down what this actually means for you, because this isn't just random card pulling. This is the exact blueprint of their current psychological and spiritual state. The moon reversed is huge here. For months, maybe even over a year, there was this thick fog between you two. Miscommunications, hidden feelings, things left unsaid, maybe even some illusions they were holding onto about what they thought they wanted versus what they actually needed. But the moon reversed? That is the universe violently ripping the veil away. The fog is lifting for them, and the truth is hitting them like a ton of bricks. They're finally seeing the connection for what it truly was, and more importantly, they are seeing exactly what they threw away. Couple that with the hermit energy, and it paints such a clear picture of their current reality. While you are out here stepping into your power, they are in a self-imposed isolation. This isn't a peaceful, meditative hermit energy. This is a dark night of the soul. They're sitting alone with their thoughts, and honestly, those thoughts are not kind to them right now. They are being forced to do the shadow work they avoided when you were around. Every time they try to distract themselves, your memory creeps in. They are reflecting on their own emotional immaturity, their fear of commitment, and the ways they sabotaged something beautiful. The Hermit is a card of deep, unavoidable reckoning, and they are in the thick of it. And then, there's the Page of Swords. Oh, Gemini, I'm not gonna lie, this is the energy of them watching you. They're in full observer mode. They might not be sliding into your DMs or calling you yet, but they are absolutely checking in on you energetically and digitally. They are looking at your social media, asking mutual friends subtle questions, or just sitting with their phone in their hand, typing and deleting messages. The Page of Swords is curious, analytical, but deeply hesitant. They want to know what you're doing, who you're with, and how you're feeling, but they are terrified of your new boundaries. They know that if they reach out with the same old half-hearted energy, you will shut them down immediately. And they are right. Your intuition is protecting you, and they can feel that wall of self-respect you've built. This watching dynamic is creating so much inner conflict for them. It's a mix of intense fascination and deep intimidation. They see you glowing, they see you unbothered, and it triggers a profound sense of longing in their chest. They miss the way your mind works. They miss the banter, the deep late-night conversations, the way you made them feel completely understood without having to explain themselves. But that intimidation? It's there because they know they have to level up to meet you now. The old dynamic is dead, and they are scrambling to figure out how to approach this new, elevated version of you. Now, we have to talk about why there has been this delay, because I know you've been wondering if they feel all this, why haven't they moved? Spirit is showing me there has been some external interference or drama clouding the situation. This could be a karmic distraction, a third party who is never truly meant to be there, or simply the heavy, suffocating weight of their own pride and the opinions of people around them. Maybe there was gossip, or maybe they leaned on someone else to avoid facing the depth of their feelings for you. But listen to me very carefully. That interference is actively crumbling right now. The universe does not allow a placeholder to block a soul connection forever. The foundation of that distraction was weak because it lacked the authentic, magnetic pull that you two share. They might have tried to convince themselves it was enough, but the heart doesn't lie. They're feeling incredibly guilty and exposed. The person they were using as a distraction is either pulling away because they sense the emotional unavailability, or the situation is just naturally dissolving because it was built on avoidance, not love. The external noise is fading and the path back to you is being cleared. The ego is losing its grip and the truth is taking over. This brings us to their deepest realization, the core of this September shift. They're comparing absolutely everything and everyone to you, and nothing measures up. They thought they wanted freedom. They thought they needed space to figure themselves out, but they quickly realized that space just felt like emptiness. They are remembering the peace you brought into their chaotic life. They are remembering the loyalty you showed even when they were difficult. They are remembering the emotional safety you provided, a safety they didn't even realize they were craving until it was gone. They know, deep in their bones, that they mishandled this connection. They know they took your gentle heart and treated it like it was an option. And that realization is heavy. It's not just a fleeting thought, it's a profound, soul-level regret. They are waking up to the fact that you were not just a passing chapter, but a pivotal, transformative love in their life. They are realizing that the love you offered was rare, and they were too blind in their own fear to hold it properly. But the beautiful thing is, this regret is not the end of the story. It is the catalyst. It is the exact emotional pressure cooker that is forcing them to finally grow up, face their fears, and prepare to make a real move. Gemini, Spirit is literally pressing on my chest right now because the energy is rapidly shifting from internal reflection to external action. The waiting game is over. The universe is no longer asking them to just think about what they lost. It is actively pushing them to do something about it. And listen to me very carefully, because this is where that title promise comes into play. In just a few hours, or in the very immediate future, the dam is going to break. They are going to reach out, they are going to show up, or the universe is going to orchestrate a moment where the truth is finally spoken. But I need you to understand the quality of this movement, because this is not going to be a lazy, low-effort, hey, or a random, breadcrumbing meme at 2 a.m. No. The universe is demanding authenticity here, and their soul is finally aligning with that demand. I'm pulling the Knight of Cups right next to the Ace of Swords for this specific moment, and the combination is incredibly powerful. The Knight of Cups is the romantic, the one who finally puts their heart on the line, who is willing to be vulnerable and make an emotional offering. They are coming forward with their cup full, ready to give you the emotional validation you've been asking for all along. But the Ace of Swords? That is the game changer. That is the energy of radical truth, clarity, and cutting through the illusion. This means their approach is going to be accompanied by a confession. They are going to articulate exactly what went wrong. They are going to admit, out loud, that they were wrong, that they were scared, and that they mishandled your heart. I'm not gonna lie, this is going to catch you off guard. It really will, because you have gotten so used to their silence and their emotional unavailability. You've braced yourself for more of the same, but Spirit is showing me a complete departure from their old patterns. They have had to swallow a massive amount of pride to get to this point. For someone who has been hiding behind their ego, avoiding difficult conversations, or letting fear dictate their actions, choosing vulnerability is a monumental step. They are realizing that the pain of losing you permanently has finally overridden their fear of being vulnerable. They would rather face the discomfort of a raw, honest conversation than live the rest of their life wondering, what if? This is not an impulsive move, Gemini. This is a calculated, deeply felt decision that has been brewing in their spirit for weeks. They have rehearsed this in their head 1,000 times, and they are finally ready to say it to you. And the timing of this? It's no accident that this is peaking right now in September. We are transitioning into Libra season energy, which is all about balance, justice, harmony, and relationships. The universe is literally balancing the scales. For a long time, the scales were tipped heavily in their favor. You were giving, they were taking. You were communicating, they were deflecting. But divine timing is a real thing, and September is the harvest month. They're harvesting the consequences of their actions, and the only way to clear that heavy karmic debt is through radical honesty and a genuine attempt to make amends. They know that to restore balance, they have to be the one to step up and do the heavy lifting this time. Now, I want to talk about you in this moment, because your reaction is just as important as their action. When this message comes through, or when this conversation happens, I need you to remember who you are right now. You are not the same person they left. You are not the anxious, chasing, over-explaining Gemini who is willing to accept crumbs just to keep the connection alive. You have done the work. You have built boundaries. You are grounded in your own worth. So when they come forward with this apology or this offer to bridge the gap, you do not have to immediately jump or dissolve your boundaries just because they finally said the right thing. You get to sit in your power. You get to observe their effort. You get to say, I hear you and I appreciate you saying that, but I need to see consistent action, not just words. And honestly, that grounded, sovereign response is exactly what they need to hear. It will prove to them that you have truly evolved, and it will make them respect you on a level they never did before. They are looking for a safe harbor, but they are also looking for a queen or a king who knows their own value. Be that for yourself. I know your intuition has probably been screaming this at you for the last few days. You've had those sudden moments of knowing, those random shifts in your energy where you just felt a shift in the air. Maybe you've been thinking about them out of the blue, or maybe you felt a sudden sense of peace, like a storm is finally passing. Trust that. Your intuition is directly linked to the energetic cord between you two, and it is picking up on their movement before it even physically manifests. You are not crazy, and you are not manifesting this out of desperation. You are sensing the truth. This is a pivotal moment of closure for the old dynamic and a potential opening for something entirely new. But make no mistake, this new chapter can only be built on a foundation of truth. They are bringing that truth to your doorstep now. They are laying their cards face up on the table. The hiding is over. The games are done. They are standing in front of you, energetically speaking, with their hands open, showing you that they are finally ready to do this right. Gemini, we are at the culmination of this reading, and I need you to really let this sink into your bones. The cycle is officially shifting in your favor. You have done the heavy lifting of healing, of detaching, of reclaiming your own narrative. And because you held that boundary, the universe is now stepping in to deliver the justice and the clarity you've been asking for. This isn't just a fleeting moment of nostalgia for them. This is a fundamental realignment. You shifted the entire trajectory of this connection simply by choosing yourself, and Spirit is showing me that the universe honors that kind of self-respect above all else. When this communication happens, and I cannot stress enough how imminent this feels, likely within hours or the next few days, they are not coming to just test the waters. They are coming with a clear, deliberate intention. I'm pulling the energy of the World card for this final phase. This is a major arcana card representing completion, wholeness, and a cycle finally closing so a new, higher one can begin. They're going to acknowledge the distance, the silence, and the pain they caused, and they are going to offer a genuine bridge back to you. It might be a heartfelt, lengthy message where they finally articulate their feelings, a phone call where their voice cracks with genuine emotion, or a direct, humble request to sit down and talk face to face. They are bringing an offering, not a demand. Now, listen to me very closely, because this is the most crucial part of your journey right now. When this moment arrives, your greatest power is your calm. Do not rush to soothe their guilt. Do not immediately jump in to fix the situation for them or make them feel comfortable just because you are a natural nurturer. Let them sit in the space of their own confession. Let them feel the weight of the words they are saying. You are no longer the person who will accept breadcrumbs just to keep the peace or avoid conflict. You are the prize. You are the one who walked away to find your own center, and that grounded self-respect is the most attractive, magnetic thing about you right now. If they want to rebuild, they need to know that the foundation has to be entirely different this time, and that requires them to do the work, not you. I know there might still be a tiny, lingering part of you that feels a flicker of doubt. That little voice whispering, what if they pull back again? What if this is just another temporary shift? But look at how far you've come. Look at the immense strength it took to choose your own peace over their chaos. Spirit is showing me that your intuition has been your greatest, most reliable guide through this entire ordeal. Trust what you already feel. If something feels off during this interaction, honor that boundary immediately. If something feels genuine, transparent, and aligned, allow yourself to be open to it, but strictly at your own pace. You are protected. The universe has your back, and it is actively dismantling any karmic ties, ego traps, or third-party interference that tried to keep you two apart. This is a pivotal moment of divine timing. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, truth, and higher learning, is blessing this communication. It's bringing the truth to light in a way that cannot be ignored. This person is finally waking up to the reality of what you brought into their life, and they are stepping up to meet you at that level of maturity. But remember, my beautiful Gemini, your ultimate happiness and wholeness do not solely depend on their return. Your glow up is real. Your peace is real. Whether this reconciliation unfolds exactly as you hope, or whether this conversation simply gives you the final, definitive closure you need to walk away with your head held high and your heart completely clear, you have already won. You reclaimed your power. You broke the cycle of chasing. You are deeply loved, you are inherently worthy, and you deserve a love that is consistent, transparent, and fiercely loyal. This person is finally seeing that, and the universe is orchestrating this moment so that you can see it too. Allow yourself to just sit with this energy for a moment. Feel the shift in the air around you. The heavy, stagnant energy of the past few months is dissolving, making way for clarity, movement, and a profound sense of relief. You are exactly where you need to be, and the universe is working tirelessly in your favor. If this reading resonated with your soul, if you felt that spark of recognition and that deep sense of being seen, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and type "I claim my peace and my power" in the comments below to seal this energy and make it your own. You are seen, you are chosen, and your time is now. Until next time, trust your intuition, protect your energy, and always remember how incredibly loved you are. Bye for now.